What's up, people? Welcome to Tam's Psych Advice. Today we're going to be talking about how INTJs do love. So let's talk about how INTJs think of love. An INTJ that I know, she said, my personality is kind of dry. And I thought that was really interesting because INTJs are anything but dry. Like, to me, they are very interesting. They make me feel very curious to get to know them. They do love based on how their personality is made and tailored and layered. So it seems to me that they are attracted to people who have cool, calm energy because they can be kind of intense at times. They may be a little laid back sometimes too, though. They can be pretty intense. And so if you are laid back, relaxed, it seems to be something that they really like. You can have fun with them. They do enjoy laughter. You can do things with them. Even though they're introverted, they seem to like to participate in many different activities and do different things and go places and explore. Have some things that you guys can do together if you have an INTJ love interest and you also want to honor their neatness. They're usually very organized, meticulous, neat freaks, clean freaks. Take the toothbrush and scrub the baseboards neat, clean from top to bottom every Saturday as a routine. That's something that they're going to usually want in a relationship. To support their ideas and their dreams. They are visionaries, so they're gonna be coming up with ideas and things that they want to explore. INTJs have kind of a serious undertone that is an undercurrent of who they are, but make no mistake about it, they like to laugh too. They can even be raw, even curse. When it comes to love, they consider emotional cheating to be a form of cheating too. And they believe in being vulnerable, honest, and transparent about mistakes that they've made in their life, because that's how they learn, that's how they grow, and they're willing to own up to transgressions from the past. An INTJ wants to be honest about their past. If they cheated, they will want to redeem themselves and do better in the future and not keep making the same mistakes. INTJs do not believe in taking the easy route. Just because you can cheat doesn't mean that you should. If they're not happy in a relationship, they'll talk to their spouse and say, this isn't serving me anymore. Let's switch things up, go to therapy, but let's figure out how to move forward. They want to confront things, especially if it's something that's hindering their relationship. And they can be pretty vocal and straightforward about their thoughts and their feelings. That's not to say that they're going to say everything. A lot of people learn that the hard way. It may not be smart to say every single thing that you're thinking. You still want to use some tact because everybody is vulnerable. Everybody's more sensitive. They're not going to nitpick every single little thing. They may have their things that they are particular about or that they will insist upon, but they can also let some things go. They might want more compliments or to be told, hey, you look good. But if their mate isn't just doing those things, if it's not like at the top of their list, they may let it go. They definitely know how to choose their battles. What's their brand? So whatever is their brand, they want to adhere to that. They want to represent that. How about fear? For an INTJ, fear is one of the most motivating tools in life. And their biggest fear might be regret. Knowing that you want to do something, but not having the courage sucks. You only have hypothetics, what ifs. They don't want to spend their life with what ifs. They would rather experience things, jump in there, try it. Because when you don't try, then you can spend your whole life wondering why didn't you do something or why didn't you move forward, or an INTJ, it's Why didn't I give that my all? Why didn't I do better? And they also definitely don't want to be controlled or ruled by fear. And that's not to say that they don't feel fear, but they want to conquer it and overcome it. INTJs will hold themselves to high standards even when it comes to love. That doesn't mean that they don't have blind spots and areas that they may not be aware of because they're a strong personality. They may plunge through life and just move through the relationship. Not to say that they won't have any deficits, but they will definitely hold themselves to high standards, and they believe that you should adhere to the image that you are presenting or that you're representing, and be loyal and faithful in a relationship. Doing the unthinkable does not excuse the behavior. So it's not to say that they're perfect or that they don't make mistakes or that they won't cheat. I hope they won't. But they can usually be pretty honest about what's right and what's wrong and still hold themselves accountable. Even if they do make a mistake, they believe in trying to do their best in life and in love. They believe in building themselves up and becoming a better person and building each other up in the relationship. They can appreciate, when it comes to love, someone who will push them to excel, to do greater, to do better things, to have a better house, a better whatever. But sometimes, because they attract someone who's more laid back, that could also be a point of frustration, that other person is more easygoing, go with the flow, so they may not push them into the level of perfection that they wish. They can become disappointed when people do the complete opposite of what they stand for. So if you're in a love relationship with them, that's something that they're going to consider. They may feel like they always have to come up with the answers and put pressure on themselves in that way. INTJs may have the standpoint that they had to raise themselves to some degree because they're very, very independent. Even in some of the best situations, they may have felt very self-reliant. INTJs are kind of rare, so they may not have had parents that were pushing them, and so they can be very independent, depending on the self, feeling like they don't really have anyone to lean on, and that's where a great partner can come in. Their love interest can help them come up with solutions, and they have to get used to that feeling, but they can also appreciate and relish that when something clicks in their head. I'm not in this alone. I have a partner here. I have somebody to bounce things off of. A man might think it's weak if you can't come up with everything on your own, every solution. But what do you have a wife for? What do you have a husband for? A woman can feel the same way, that I have to do everything on my own. But sometimes you also have to make space for the other person. Sometimes INTJs can become frustrated over years gone by and think, no one helps me, or I don't really have anyone that I can depend on. But they're so independent, sometimes they don't create the space for that. They just do it themselves. So you might want to think long term. What kind of relationship do you want to develop? Definitely not in a pushy, aggressive, you better help me kind of way, but just kind of figuring out, how do I leave space so that my partner can fill in some gaps and can help me out? Because they can make people feel like they don't need anything, which can be fine to a love interest or to another person. But if that's something that you're going to resent later, which I think they often can, then you want to make room, like step back a little bit in some areas, especially if you feel like, I could use a little help here. For them, facing fears and running towards it, even if it's marriage, they will ask themselves, what's the worst that can happen? You learn and grow and apply lessons accordingly. They want a heightened awareness when it comes to a mate. They don't want to do a lot of trial and error when it comes to another human being, especially someone that they love and care about. They might be a little bit more sensitive because they could probably be pretty harsh or pretty tough when it comes to other areas of trial and error. In other words, they want to kind of figure out some things before they get to a serious relationship so that they can be better at it, more successful at it, not take someone through the ringer. So INTJs, when it comes to love, they're still going to be responsible, steady, stable, and they're going to want to do their part and be a supportive and really good mate. And I think they can be very interesting, deep thinkers. They can take everything, even a relationship, even parenting, to the next level. You want to see more INTJ videos? Let me know. Check out my book on Amazon, The Workplace Narcissist. Sometimes people will take a stronger personality type and try to say that they're a narcissist, and it's not true. You have to be able to differentiate those things, just to be fair. You also don't want to be in a love relationship with a narcissist. So I think my book will really help you to discern when you're dealing with someone who is really toxic. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and definitely share this video with your love interest, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, friends.